How's it going, everybody? Today we are jumping back in the Gothic remake and we are going to pick up as I was exploring around the northeastern corner of the map. We have some shipwrecks there, and as I was running around I actually spotted something on top of one of the ships. So check it out, all the way on top of the ship we actually have a guy and he's holding a bow by the looks of it, and I'm wondering if we can actually get that bow from this guy here. We might be able to knock it down. Let me try a few times here. No, it doesn't look like we can knock it down, but I did see that we can climb that right there. So if you go through here, go up, we should be able to reach this wall and then climb it. We do have to do a tiny bit of parkour here. Here we go. Hold on. Here we go. So we do this, and then we climb through here. And we should be able to grab onto this wall and climb all the way up. Here we go. Now, if we want to climb walls just like this one here, we are going to have to learn a skill from an NPC called Theron. We can find him at the swamp camp right over here where I am on the map, and he's going to be by the seaside, kind of in the northeastern corner of the swamp camp, and he can teach us how to climb walls. But back to the ship, I did manage to get pretty close to the guy with the bow, but the bow was just out of reach and I couldn't knock it down with our bow either. We could definitely loot it, we could definitely pick it up, we just had to figure out how. So whilst coming up with a plan, I decided to loot some of the other ships that were in the water not too far away from the bow guy. So we actually have some boats underwater as well. There's a chest here, but it is locked up tight and I'm not very good when it comes to lockpicking, so I guess we'll give it a quick shot, but I don't think I can do this. Or maybe I can. Here we go. What do we have here? A book, we have a lightning bolt, and then some steel, a flask, and some lockpicks. Alright. What a find, what a find. Nice. But we are going to try and make our way to these boats here as well and see if we have any interesting loot. And then we are going to go back to that main ship there in the back and see if we can get that bow. I gotta try and come up with some sort of a plan to get to that thing. It's definitely achievable, right? We can definitely pick it up, but we just gotta figure out how. There is a lot of trial and error when it comes to figuring things out in the game. For example, I tried to jump on that beam on top of the ship, but we couldn't really make it. It was way too far away, so that plan just went out the window. But that bow was there to be picked up for sure. It was way too on the nose for it to be just for show. We just had to kind of figure out how to get to it. But when it comes to the ships that were in the water, on the first one I didn't really find much besides these two skeletons, but on the second ship, or on the second half of the ship, it kind of looked like it was just one ship split in two. But on the second part of the ship I found a chest, and in the chest there was a scroll that had a pretty interesting description. Not within your reach, not a problem. Wait, can we... Hold on. Can we use this to get a bow? We might be able to do it. So we have a scroll here, which might help us get the bow from up there. Hold on a second, let's make our way back there. The boat that was all the way at the edge of the map had a chest with the telekinesis scroll in it, and judging by the description of the scroll, it kinda sounded like we could use it to get to items that were out of our reach. So after getting the scroll, I headed back to the main ship to see if we could use the scroll and get that bow. Unfortunately, we can't aim at the guy from down here, so the guy is there, but if we press right click to kinda aim, we are kinda locked in. And we can't aim further up than this, so we are going to have to try and climb up once again. And I think even if we don't have the climbing skill, we can still make this, because we can go on the road all the way up here at the tower and then drop from the tower down on the cliffs here. And I think we should be able to make it even if we don't have the skill. But since we have the skill, we are going to try and climb this once again and see if we can get that bow. Now that we have that scroll, we should be able to do it, hopefully. We'll see how things go here. We have to do a tiny bit of parkour here as well. There's not a wall that we can climb with a skill. Here we just gotta have to just kind of jump around until we grab onto a ledge. And then here we have to go down. Right over here. Here we go. And hopefully from here we are going to be able to shoot our spell and get the bow. So we'll do this. Before we do that though, safety save. Save the video game really fast. And let's see here. Does this work? Here we go. Oh, check it out. Alright, that was sweet. What the heck? And let's see here. This is the Wolf Shredder Bow, which does a ton of damage, 56 damage, but we are going to need 43 dexterity to use it. Alright, that was well worth it. Well worth it. What the heck? And once again, the bow is here on this ship, and then we can find the scroll at this ship right here, which is not too far away from it. We can just swim there and quickly pick it up and then come back here. It's definitely worth it. But let's see here. How many skill points do we have? At the moment, we have 9 skill points left, and our dexterity is at 35. So 35 plus 9, that's 44. And we need 43 dexterity to use it. So we should be able to level up a bit and then use this bow. Luckily, we had enough skill points or learning points to level up our dexterity. Also, we didn't really have to do any sketchy hardcore parkour on our way up. When we climbed on that wall, if we looked left, we could have climbed to that area next to the bow guy without any issues. We didn't really have to go all the way up and then drop down. We could have just turned left and reached that small ledge without any sort of worries. But I just kind of ended up taking the hard way up and down. But I did manage to get the bow, and after getting the bow I went over to the old camp and I spoke with Diego. He's the trainer that can level up our strength and our dexterity. But now that we had a new bow, we had to test it out, and I wanted to test it out against some enemies that I've never fought before. Not too far away from the old camp, we actually have an orc camp, I guess, an orc area, and I've never fought them before, so I wanted to test out the bow against the orcs. I'll be honest, I don't know if we're ready for these guys, but since we have a better bow, we might as well try our luck. Let's see if we do any damage. Oh, we do some damage. Alright, that's good, that's good. The heck, we have orcs here? 300 experience? That's a ton. I wonder if they're gonna have some good loot for us. Orc warrior, he's got an axe and then our arrows. Look at this axe though, 50 damage. We are going to need 42 strength if we want to use it though. Then this guy here again, an axe and our arrows. That orc territory was pretty big and there were tons of enemies there, and since we had that bow we managed to safely take them out from a distance, and we did get quite a bit of XP and we leveled up our character as well, and I even found some loot. Come on, there must be something here. Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go. We have a chest, which is probably locked up. But we are going to try and open it in a second here. Check it out. This is the orc territory, which is kind of in the south-ish portion of the map right here. And then we have this area here as well, but I don't know if it's out of bounds or if we can make our way there later on. But for right now, let's see. What can we get from this chest? It is going to be locked up, and I guarantee that this lock is going to be really tough, but I'll try my luck. It's actually not locked up. I did not expect that. We have some ore here, which is basically money, the currency of the video game. We have arrows, we have a horn, which is junk, and then healing potions, which are very good. Most chests are locked, and I'm still kind of trying to figure out how lockpicking works. For example, I spent a good 10-15 minutes trying to open up this chest right here. The bottom line is that we have to get all these pins up by moving all these metal plates. But let's say we move a plate and one pin goes up. Then if we move another plate, that plate is going to affect 2 other plates, and the pin that was just up goes back down. So again, there is a lot of trial and error when it comes to lockpicking as well. But when it comes to the orc territory, it had quite a lot of cool spots that we could visit, like this one here. Quick timeout, is that Isengard although in the back there? What the heck? Look at that, that is sweet. Is it this tower right here that we're seeing? Maybe not. It seems like that tower is more to the left. Unfortunately, we couldn't make it to Isengard. I feel like that place might be tied to the main storyline, but I did manage to make my way up this mountain where I found more Lord of the Rings references. The beacons are lit! Gondor asks for aid. The beacons are lit. Alright, let's see here. That's just from the Lord of the Rings. But there we have it. We are going to stop here for today. Thank you so much for taking the time to check out this video. I hope you have enjoyed. In case you did, be sure to drop some stuff and things down below, and I will see you in the next video.